Actually, you know what, Gary? I'm gonna swing this to you next. This got your man Justin Fields in it. Oh, he's muted. Gary, you ready? All right, I'm gonna swing it to you first, Tony. Did the Bears fail Justin Fields?
This is kind of This is kind of a loaded question because I'm seeing a lot of people say it's Ryan Poles' fault and blah 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 and this, and I'm like, all right. Ryan Poles came in. Justin Fields had already kind of been in turmoil. Like it was kind of like that first year with blanking on his name. He's Matt not Canada. Matt
Nagy.
Nagy. There we go. Matt Nagy. So that first year was, oh my God, it was so bad. And then last year, Poles comes in, trades, that pick with the Panthers, and he's like, hey, let me come in and let me get you some help. Okay. Let me come in, let me get you a number one receiver, DJ Moore. You already got commit. Let's get the ball rolling here. Let's try and figure some shit out. Nothing really stuck. He had a little spark, like a 2-game stretch where it's like, oh my God, Justin Fields. And that's kind of what made me buy my stocks. So I am announcing my retirement from the Justin Fields fan club live on air.
Wow.
I've already
Why
kind of
when
said
he
it
goes
in
to
my
my
group chat.
team, huh?
I'm selling all my stock to Shaun. I'm turning in my badge right here. Just off the simple fact of we've seen a couple of years of Justin Fields. We've seen a couple of sparks here, but he's never really gained any traction. Now, that could be, the coach was crap or he never really had any help. And I'm just like, oh, well, he did have a DJ Moore. And, people have dealt with
Shaun is not happy that you got rid of
he's dealt with worse. So I wouldn't say you could argue the Bears. I wouldn't say that they failed him. They gave him a shot, and he didn't pan out. So I think the Bears would want what Jordan Love did in like a year span. They wanted to see something like that from Justin Fields, but they kind of just weren't able to get anything out of him even after they gave him a DJ Moore. Now Jordan Love didn't get a guy. I don't think he has a guy whose caliber is at DJ Moore's caliber, but he kind of came in and just started slinging it. Now he is in the Shanahan system with with LaFleur. So that could be, that could go a long way for a bunch of young quarterbacks who come in with the offensive head coach usually succeed for the most part. Not the same thing with Justin Fields. Now, the situation that they have kind of coming in with, stumbling into the number one overall pick with 7 wins is pretty insane to me. And it just so happens that, Caleb Williams is the number one overall pick and was the former Heisman Trophy winner. And he's supposed to be a generational talent. You could argue if Caleb Williams wasn't in this draft, Justin Fields could be the guy still. I just think who's getting drafted right now is kind of like, yeah, I'm not passing up on this. Now it could be, Justin Fields didn't get enough time. You could argue that the organization kind of did what I don't think the organization failed him. I just think there's just been a history with the Bears not being able to get the quarterback right, and Chicago fans have just suffered since Greg Roseman and Jay Cutler and the 85 Bears is just like we can never get the quarterback right. So I think on this new regime with Ryan Poles, it's going to be a totally different story because they're getting a guy. I'm already talking like the draft already happened, but I think we all know who's going number one. But I just think, Justin Fields, he just needed a fresh start, I think. Get a guy. I don't know how. I'd love to hear what Gary's takes are, but I think with this new situation that he's kind of going to is good for him. He's sitting behind a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Didn't have that in Chicago. So he'll definitely see it from a different perspective. The Steelers, I believe, have a higher standard than the Chicago Bears when it comes to just prestige, winning. Mike Tomlin is all about stability. So that'll be good for him to go to Pittsburgh and kind of just learn and see the game through a different lens. But did the Bears fail Justin Fields? I'll say no, because just in the time of just everything and kind of how things shook up for them. People were saying, well, you didn't get him, Keenan Allen, and I was like, you got him. Cole Kmet's pretty good. DJ Moore's pretty good. Khalil Herbert, or who was their running back last year? Was it Khalil
Herbert?
Yeah, Khalil Herbert. He's pretty solid, but that's just how it goes sometimes. And in free agency, when you got a little bit of money, you can spend, get guys like Keenan Allen on a bigger, heftier contract, get guys like DeAndre Swift, sign guys like Montez Sweat, and then I get the number 1 pick too, and it's Caleb Williams. Let's go. So I'd say 85% of logical fans shouldn't be mad that the Bears traded Justin Fields and they're getting Caleb Williams. Like, you should be happy. you should be happy on what you're going to be going into next year. So I'm going to say no.
Did the Bears fail Justin Fields? Gary, I'm going to swing this to you last because I want to also hear what you feel about your next QB1, hopefully. So did the Bears fail Justin Fields? Yes. And let me tell you why. 2 different head coaches in 3 years. Matt Nagy and Matt Eberflus. He's had a different offensive coordinator every season. We saw the impact that Mac Jones had his first year, and then a new OC comes in and it changes. We've seen Jalen Hurts have great success with one OC, and then another OC comes in, and it just changes things. To have a different guy in your ear every year changes things. His rookie year, he was pressured on 46% of his dropbacks, which was the highest rate of a pressure a quarterback has faced, and since ESPN has started tracking the stat in 2009. I know you mentioned DJ Moore. I know you mentioned Cole Kmet. Let me mention you some of his other wide receivers that he's thrown to over his tenure. Darnell Mooney, Allen Robinson, Equimius or St. Brown with the other one, not
the other one.
I can't say his name. Gary's guy, Chase Claypool, Dante Pettis, N'Keal Harry, Brian Pringle. You hear a Keenan Allen or DJ Moore? But I'm just saying, this organization failed him. They didn't give him the talent. When they gave him a DJ Moore, no one wants to talk about it. He went through quarterback hell in Carolina. What happens when he gets a quarterback like Justin Fields? Career year. 96 catches, career high. 8 touchdowns, career high. 1,364 yards, career high. This, I know, like Tony mentioned, is different regime, so you can't really blame this current regime, but the Bears weren't giving him any talent.
Like this.
The Bears weren't giving him any talent. Now that you see them going out and getting a Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, they're bringing in guys like Gerald Everett. These guys are bringing in talent. They're spending the money. Like I tell Tony, you got to pay to play. And they were just letting Justin go out there and get rocked. You want to say Justin wasn't bad, or you want to say Justin was bad, but you have to look at what he had around him. A lot of those guys aren't in the NFL anymore. You know what I mean? This was just 3 seasons ago. He didn't have no one to throw to. Cole Kmet was a rookie last year, so he just got to DJ Moore. I know Darnell Mooney, say what you want with the Falcons now. He might rejuvenate his career, A, B, C, and D, but they never gave him the correct weapons to go win anything, to go show that he can be that guy. They took him at 11 for a reason, because he was arguably one of the best quarterbacks. If they would have gave him the weapons that Caleb Williams is going to walk into, this is arguably the best rookie quarterback situation in NFL history. Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, 2 arguably top 20, top 15 wide receivers. DeAndre Swift, 1,000 yards last season. These guys are coming off, the Keenan Allen and DJ Moore coming off the best years of their career. Caleb Williams, I know the draft hasn't happened, but we all, like Ty said, we're assuming Caleb Williams is coming in. He's coming into weapons on weapons on weapons. So to answer the question, the Bears definitely failed Justin Fields. What you got to say, Tony?
So Justin Fields threw 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions last year. 2,500 yards. He missed some games, due to injury. 46.1 QBR. That ranks 23rd in the NFL. To kind of put it in perspective, Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. I think it was week 7, 8, around that time. He threw 18 touchdowns.
You also have to look though. Is DJ
So
Moore,
Justin
Justin Jefferson?
Fields played the entirety of the year. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles middle of the year and threw more touchdown passes than Justin Fields. That's all I'm going to say.
That proves Kevin's point. They ain't got no one to throw to. They ain't
Hey
running
man,
the
TJ
offense.
Hawkinson is arguably what, top 5 tight end? Justin Jefferson arguably top
man.
2. I'm just
ready to
saying,
go?
man, it's a lot of talent to throw to, and that's all Kirk does. Justin Fields is a dual threat guy. We saw last season, two seasons before, led the NFL in rushing for a quarterback. And then this year, they got him pat the ball in the pocket. You got to let the dual threat do what the dual threat does. But, Gary, I'm going to swing it to you next. On top of answering, did the Bears fail Justin Fields, I want to get your reactions to Justin Fields becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Like Vaughn said, he's selling all his stock. I'll be buying all your stock, my guy. Send it all this way. For the first part of the question, did the Bears fail Justin Fields? To be honest with you, y'all know I'm allergic. I got to steal a line from one of the GOATs in the game, Stephen A. Smith. I'm allergic to losers. I ain't watching the Bears. I ain't watching that. They suck pretty much this whole time he's been there. He's literally been on his quote-unquote back because he's been running around for his life. And the Bears ain't give no offensive quarterback nothing ever. They've been known for defense the whole time. And my Pittsburgh Steelers team is known for defense, but we know a thing or two about offense. We have had prolific offenses, and people know what we do in terms of drafting skilled players. So in terms of failure or not, I think it's pretty much clear what Kev said. They failed him in every which way in terms of the number one thing this guy does is run, and you didn't give him no line. And that's one of the best things. And that's not even for a running quarterback. That's for a quarterback, period. Look at Joe Burrow. You don't got a line, you're going to get injured. You don't got a line, look at, like you mentioned, Kirk Cousins. Look, you ain't got a line, look at Aaron Rodgers.
We can run, though. So, even if you don't got a line, doesn't matter.
But you should still – that's like number one thing you should do to build around a team is make a line. Second of all, if you're going to have an offensive guy and, you know what I'm saying, maybe put an offensive system that works with him. That's really the reason Lamar Jackson works. If you put Lamar Jackson into quote-unquote a Tom Brady style offense, it's not going to work as magical as it is looking right now. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is great, and he's going to look magical because he has that much talent. But when you have talent as much as these guys do, you got to put them in right situations. So I feel like the situation that put Justin Fields in, like I just mentioned, I don't feel like it's the greatest position. Hopefully it was just a thing where, in my sake, I hope they didn't put the best round in Vaughn because I'm hoping the best is still coming, and I hope the best is still yet to come in a Steelers jersey. So I know he's an Ohio State guy, so I think now that's why I got the love from Kevin, the love from Shaun, and I'll take it because I'm hoping this guy, from what we did to fleece them with Poole, and now we Chase Claypool a couple years ago, now we fleeced them with this trade, and the whole he was supposed to get way more, and they're probably just happy because they already got a lot of picks and things of that nature, and they're already building their teams. Maybe they just give it to them just to give them to them. So, oh, well, we got a lottery pick, quote-unquote, from the last 3 years on our team now. And from what y'all know, from what our quarterback room, we're switching lanes to my Steelers, look what our quarterback room was looking like last year, the last few years. It's a major upgrade, Kevin. I'm very, very happy, like I mentioned earlier. My team, we are putting the battery in our back, and I don't know, we'll have more time to discuss on how we got Mr. Queen in our defense, and now our defense is even more scarier than it was last year. Offensively, you already know that I feel like we got to look out for the draft to get a line. That's always been our problem. But in terms of having a man we have a Hall of Fame quarterback in our room now. We have a young buck who's literally a top 10 pick in his draft or whatever, like a top 5 quarterback picked in his draft, and has still unloads of potential still to be reached. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. And you were talking about, I think, Kev, you asked me what my QB1 situation is. I'm going to rock what my team said. They're going to say Russell is going to be our number one, and then Justin Fields will be right behind him. And will I be shocked if Justin Fields by the end of week 17 next year is our number one guy? No. Will I be mad about it? No. I'm just happy that we got a whole new set of guys. I'm just really happy my team, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, I didn't mention earlier. I mentioned our chat. Mr. Omar Connor, GM, is where we, like Vaughn mentioned, we got a championship legacy, and it's finally great to see that we're actually doing what Kev's team does and Vaughn's team's done is being aggressive. You feel me? Being aggressive, baby. You gotta be pay to play. You just gotta be aggressive.
You gotta pay to play. Are you serious?
Okay, I didn't say pay. He said pay, but I'm just talking about making moves, baby. Maybe you don't gotta pay.
Hey, bro, they're finessing it.
Hey,
the Broncos is paying for them to play. How about that?
Exactly. We gotta make someone pay to play. But all I know is we gotta make moves, and we're making moves to make our team better. And that's what I'm happy to see. I was scared that we are gonna keep Kenny longer than he was just because he's a pit guy, and the whole thing. And man, we've been loyal. We're not really. Look at our coaching, man. We have 3 coaches playing our whole history basically. We don't move off guys that quick. Look at Big Ben's last 5 years. Probably wouldn't have moved off him. I love him, but we should have probably moved off him 3 years prior, and we kept on to him. A lot of guys. We're a team that's pretty loyal to the soil and teams keeping our guys. So I'm kind of happy we're in this new way where, we're making things happen, making things spark to get our team better. So I just hope that Mr. Russell Wilson himself is in improvement mode. He knows where he is. I hope he's in. He's a good guy in terms of always speaking the right thing. So hopefully he can just keep, Justin Fields can learn behind him, he did, Russell Wilson is in a situation where he was in before in terms of have a great defense, championship type coach. You're not gonna come in here and have your own office, my guy. You're gonna do a Steeler thing, Steelers way, because that's how Mike T runs it, and that's how it's all in his hands. He runs it that way. And players will love and respect him because he still lets them have leniency, and also still keeps them accountable. And the main thing. So I just hope that it's good vibes. Justin Fields learns for a year or two, however long he needs to get a little bit better, and then we can use that as a bridge type quarterback with Russell Wilson and help maybe even make some noise this year with him. And I think that'll make all parties happy, to be honest with you. I think it'll be Justin Fields a restart, a man that you can learn behind who's kind of similar to you in his prime, and a guy we have a championship caliber team right now, like I mentioned last year, making the playoffs with barely scoring any points, as we know, in offense, literally. And we have a guy who's done that and knows how to manage the game in a way. So we got a little spark to him too. So man, I'm just happy there's no quote unquote controversy. I'm kind of happy we got an older young guy. We don't got 2 young guys fighting or anything like that. We got an older young guy. It should be kind of go as long as Justin Fields, and while the reports, he said he wanted to come to us. And him knowing that, I don't know if it was before or after Wilson came, but hey man, you wanted to come to us. You want to wear that black and gold. So let's get you right. And yeah, let's get it cooking, guys. I'm ready to see what's happening. Hey. Are you happy Kenny's over there, Kim?
Hey, man. Y'all got that, like I said, he's getting worth both the gloves to hold the PAT. But before we get out of here, we had some comments from our man Shaun Holko, but we have a breaking news announcement. He is here. So I'm going to let him mention to what he said to Garry in the comments about his Justin Fields stock.
Hi, guys. I appreciate you for
Brother Shaun.
Slid on in here. Toddy said, show up. Toddy said, be here. So we're talking about your boy, Justin Fields. I literally just got home from having dinner with my mom. I wanted to know, do I have time? How much time is left in the podcast? And Toddy said, we got time.
14 minutes.
Just wanted to pop in, say hello real quickly. And yeah, Garry, I'm shaking my head at Toddy because Toddy sold the stock. Shake my head. I actually also said, shake my motherfucking head, but YouTube cut that out, I guess. And to answer the question that's on the ticker, yes, the Bears failed Justin Fields. Kevin already laid it out perfectly. I don't need to repeat myself. I mean, Kevin's representing for the entire state of Ohio and the city of Columbus, so I don't need to repeat myself. I don't need to repeat him. And Garry, I just need you to know before we get out of here for episode number 86 of Stats Over Politics, as Kevin held it down for me, and I appreciate all you guys. Toddy sold his stock to me, Garry. We've already been in over this. Like, it has been documented in the group chat. Text messages don't lie. And I'm charging you triple for it, Garry. Yesterday's price, not today's price. You sounded so confident. Oh, I'm buying
your
man,
stock, Toddy. He's on my team. I get to sell you the stock, my boy. I sell you the stock.